everyone, and welcome back as always. We're back again.
Hi.
Hi.
You guys are still so good with your lightsabers. I'm terrible.
Yeah, we're ready.
You guys are ready. I'm just like done.
Long as Mason
I have
with
no
us, we're
weapons.
good.
Yes, the child
Oh,
has
yes.
his now. The child has his.
Whoa.
Watch out.
That's cute. My mind went south for a second. Like, that's messed up. But, anywho, yes, I'm happy you have the child. He is so adorable,
Yes.
and he's in good hands with you, for sure. We are on now episode 4 of season 2. So, again, we're watching in chronological order, and we keep jumping back and forth a lot. But I love following the actual timeline of events, because then we don't go, oh yeah, Ahsoka is being punished and she has to do this job for a while away from Anakin. So when they went to go help this Zillo beast, you know, she wasn't involved because she was still busy elsewhere.
Yeah.
We're staying in order where we can follow that and not forget. So I'm like, okay, cool. But it was really sad about the Zillo beast.
Yeah, it died.
It
Mhm.
was really smart.
It was
Yeah,
very
Especially going
intelligent.
after Palpatine.
Yeah,
that's
we
right,
just call him
Palpatine.
Palpatine because we know who he is. I
Yes.
don't want to call him the
Oh my
Chancellor or
gosh,
anything
yeah.
like that because
I
I'm
don't
like,
want to
no,
call
we
that
know.
because you already can
We
see.
know where you're going.
Yeah, we know where that is.
And I always have this weird feeling when him and Anakin are talking together because you know where that's going to, and I'm just
yeah.
it just sucks. But yeah, so Palpatine, bad guy, and this beautiful, in a way, like I know he's a strange looking monster, but you have this creature that you do not understand. It seemed like a gentle giant. Yes, it was destroying a lot of things, but it's huge and it's trying to get away and defend itself. So it might be like a
Exactly.
huge
Protect
whale
last
on
one of
our
its
world.
kind.
Last one of its kind, most likely.
Right. They take him away
Most
from
likely,
everything.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
it's
it is.
traumatized and it's just trying to survive. And it worked in Palpatine's favor because now it
Naturally.
died and it
Yeah.
was destroying everything in the city. So people would understand and be like, he's right, we had to take it down, unfortunately. And he's more like, good. You know? Now he wants to make a clone of it. Clone Wars.
It's terrible.
Yeah.
It's terrible
More
because
clones.
he was really, if you go back
hmm
and see it,
Yeah.
he was going after the Chancellor, and he was just whatever was in his way, and then they were going after it. Of course, he's going to defend himself.
Yeah.
Right, definitely.
So they did a good job with showing the emotion with the creature and us feeling guilty about it. And I love the Jedi running around it, trying to contain it or find a way to stop all this mayhem. And they're using all these cool moves that they always do, flipping, like super high jumps, flipping. And they're not trying to stab the beast. I really thought they were going to start butchering the beast, like when they were on its back. I'm glad they didn't, because again, they do have that code, and I'm happy that they do. But still, like when it's destroying everything and there's a lot of chaos, like they still go by that code instead of like, okay, yeah, let's just die. And they know the armor's so strong too.
I'm surprised they didn't notice why it was just going after the Chancellor. Like, there were
That's
other
right.
people there. He was seeking.
Yeah.
He was going through the floors, and he was
Oh,
just
yeah.
seeking through, like, just
Mhm.
trying to find where he was.
Like very
That's
on
right,
point.
yeah.
Like, just go over and you see the big eye like looking through his window, and it was like, oh god, like it knows, like it's full on going for him. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Very smart to do that.
and maybe because they were all judging it, thinking that it wasn't that smart, that it just happened to be there, you know. But yeah, like, oh, like I see you, I know, and I feel like it had like an extra sense, almost like the Force, because how the heck, unless it had a super sense of smell, how the heck would it know
Right.
all the way on one side of the city to go all the way over to find the
Yeah.
Chancellor? And I was like, no way. So I feel like there's like Force activity involved there.
Plus, that big
something like
screen
that.
of him,
hmm
and the
Yeah, and then we
Because
heard
we
him on
saw
like
it.
on the intercom stuff, and I was like, oh, well, maybe he's piecing that together too. There's probably a lot of variables that he did, but it was still too good for him to hone in on the Chancellor. That was kind of
Yeah.
like,
I'm kind
Yeah,
of hoping there's other beasts at the original planet.
I hope so
where-
too,
I
because
hope so too,
How did
yeah.
they know he's the last one?
yeah,
Yeah.
because they didn't detect this one for how long? They thought they were all
Yeah.
extinct, so there could be
So
many
that would
more
be
buried.
good.
in. That would be good. And now that, of course, they're going to clone him, they could probably, like Order 66, they could probably put some kind of trigger in this monster to be like, not to call him a monster, but like to make him do what they want in a very bad way. So are they going to make multiple clones? Are they just going to drop this creature on different planets when things don't go their way to destroy things? I mean, yes, the Chancellor's part of the Republic right now, but he is still conniving and building up towards something that we know. Is he going to start doing these things to be like, oh, well, it had to be done, just like killing the first monster, and be like, well, it was wreaking havoc. He had no choice at this point. When he was ready to kill the monster right away and said about secrets, about not letting the public know because people will freak out and for the wrong reasons, and you have to do things to know what's right. Yeah, interesting. So I know a lot of thought goes into this show and a lot of love. So I know a lot of things that they talk about, they cover, and they really have an understanding on what they're trying to, achieve and show to the viewers. So I'm always like trying to like break things apart and saying like, but why? Why would they do it this way? So I'm curious, maybe way down the road we'll see a Zillo Beast again. I don't know how long that would take because that's such a huge creature.
And even if they can really do it, you don't know with the DNA. Who knows?
Yeah.
I feel bad for that doctor.
Yeah, and she was calm about the whole thing because she's trying to have a scientific perspective on it, but you could tell she felt guilty, but she was still going to go with it because that's her job and she didn't want to get fired.
She didn't want to do it at first.
But that monster knew and was like angry, he just kept looking. I love how they kept showing the eye, and I was just like, I know you're doing something bad. I'm judging you. So
I'm out of here.
So now we're going back to episode 4. This one's called The Senate Spy.
Oh, Senate.
So I try not to read the description. I did not look yet, but immediately reading that title, I would think Padme going to be a spy. Literally.
Yeah, right? Yeah.
I wanted to say more, and I'm like, that's pretty much a gist
I
of
didn't even
it.
see that, so yeah, okay.
Yeah, I didn't look at it yet, but okay, now I'm going to because I'm looking, and yes, it does say Padme investigates a separatist. I don't like reading that though because then it just like tells you the episode. So that's perfect. Okay, 204 Senate Spy. A true heart should never be doubted.
Senator Rush Clovis is secretly taking part in a separatist conspiracy. Now, Anakin returns for a long-awaited reunion with his wife.
Anakin! That will be all, 3PO.
Look at her outfit.
Yeah.
Very well.
You go. That's enough.
Aww.
5 Blossom bread, my specialty.
You have a specialty?
I know how to make lots of things.
Sounds like me and Ryan.
I can't think of an occasion more special.
Aww.
Oh, that's cute.
We never see this in the show, so
Oh
that's
my God,
nice.
yeah, that's nice.
But if Senator Amidala has already refused to spy on Senator Clovis, I am not sure how we can change her mind.
That is why we ask you to summon young Skywalker.
I have been signaling him all night. I don't know where he could be.
He's signaling someone else.
Especially with their careers, like how
That's right,
hard
yeah.
it is to hide that,
If I keep delaying, Obi-Wan will send a clone squad out to find me. I've been ducking his signals all night. You shouldn't take this personally. Duty comes first, especially in wartime.
That's hard. Yeah. It's like, when do they really have time for each other,
Yeah.
Sorry I'm late. Treat Senator Clovis as a criminal. We should not.
We need someone who's not a Jedi to get close to him for us.
Selected Senator Amidala. We have.
I don't think
Things are
that's
so
a good
close
idea.
to
There has
home.
to be someone else who's more
Hi, honey, I'm
qualified.
back. Can you do
We
something for
chose
me?
Senator Amidala. She and Clovis entered the Senate in the same year. They were good friends.
I didn't know that.
Personal matters for the senator these are. Know them, why would you? Trust you, she does, Skywalker. That is why convince her. You must.
Yes, Master.
Okay. Back with dessert. Here.
He is so deceitful in that way, though, for
Yeah.
the Jedi to not even pick up on that, really. I mean, like, I know they know a little bit, but...
How well do you know Clovis?
Why does that matter? That was before we were together.
It's like,
Oh.
I am just trying to get a sense of who this guy is. If Clovis is involved in a separatist conspiracy, the last place you should be is anywhere near him.
Yoda didn't tell me that. Someone has to find out the truth.
Someone does. Just not you.
Is he doing reverse psychology?
yeah.
Dangerous. I mean, I'm not gonna let you do it.
You're not going to let me?
Oh, that man.
Oh, that's
Your
it. She's doing it.
Oh, you better watch out.
It's mine. I just changed my mind.
I was gonna say, like...
Oh, yeah,
no,
she's
it's
gonna
different.
change her mind
Clovis
now.
is doing. Duty comes first.
Ah, your words.
Oh, yes. Back at you.
Okay, he's actually upset about it.
That's
Not that he
where
was
it
reversing
gets
Yeah.
mixed, too.
Clovis and I haven't spoken in a long time.
What does that mean, Senator?
At one point, Clovis and I were close.
The closer you can get to him, the better.
I understand.
Ooh.
I'll do
Ooh,
whatever
that's
is
not gonna,
necessary to
that's not
succeed
gonna
in
go
my mission.
over.
Where that outfit you wore
Then I'll
last
do
night.
whatever I have to protect her.
I didn't realize how lonely I was.
Perhaps I can do more to ease your loneliness. Once I return from Cato Nemoidia, I'm going there to put the fear of Scipio in those overgrown Trade Federation grubs.
I'm on the HoloNet with the Nemoidians every day asking for trade concessions, but I can't ever seem to make progress.
Come with me to Cato Nemoidia. Speak to them in person.
I'll be happy to go with you. It'll be like old times.
I hope it'll be much better than old times.
Oh, hey. It's a trap.
Senator Clovis.
Padme.
All I have to do is fly the ship.
Eject.
Do all kinds of flips.
Yeah.
Yeah, watch. It's gonna be like a tilt. Yeah.
Oh.
Clovis and I have some business to discuss.
Business.
You should never have brought a member of the Senate here.
After that long trip, I think I need a walk.
For all the risks we're taking, we should be getting a greater share of the profits.
A deal is a deal. I'd hate for something to happen to you.
You forget yourself, Clovis.
Not since you signed your holdings over to the banking clan in return for a stake in this new droid foundry.
We have company.
The hologram. Padme,
I was lonely, so I came looking for you, and
my dear. Now let me take you back to your room so you can get dressed for dinner.
What if we were to poison Senator Amidala? I think
my
Clovis
goodness.
would do anything to save her.
That's pretty harsh.
Yeah.
Not good, not good.
Good at that.
As soon as Senator Amidala finds something, she's gonna signal me to come inside.
Ooh, and then it's not gonna go off, and she's gonna. He's gonna be like, oh no.
As my honored guest, please share this drink with me. A toast to our new friendship.
No.
Yes.
Come, Senator.
How long will it take?
My jeez.
I'm fine. I
Pass out.
stood up too fast.
Perhaps we should retire to the guest quarters?
Unless you like a tour of the palace.
A tour sounds perfect.
You're dismissed for the night.
Stay close, see-through.
I know.
My service is not required.
I love how he complains to himself.
He's like,
Padme with you. And you let her go off with him.
I did try to warn her.
Sense.
I'm so thirsty all of a sudden, and my head is pounding.
Oh, you poor thing.
Oh. Maybe it's truthful, but at the same time she wants to
yes, she's gonna
sneak
do
around.
Passcode required.
Padme?
Wow.
that. Oh. Wait,
Coordinates
that's
for Count Dooku's new droid foundry.
good for her.
The Jedi
You
Council has
probably
to
didn't have to go far to
acceptance.
get a drink.
It's like that, like that.
So I do feel bad for him in a way, because he does really care for her too.
Gotta
Yes.
go.
Yeah.
Still dying of thirst.
Oh, why are you over
I'm dying of
there?
thirst.
Stick it in your butt. Like on your dress, I mean.
That's right.
Excellent.
It
Right, yeah.
tastes so good.
Shove it in their dress.
You're so
Ooh.
good to me, Clovis.
Oh, this is when Anakin's gonna
Oh my
walk in.
goodness.
Yep.
Oh, naturally. Oh.
Oh, Joe.
Oh,
Undercover.
and
It's
take the force.
undercover.
Put your hand down.
Okay,
Good.
good. Woo!
Nice.
Oh my
Look
goodness.
after
Good
the force.
job.
We were in the middle
Oh,
of
it
our
is
official
working.
duties.
Maybe that's it.
Duty comes first, no matter how you feel.
Padme, what's wrong?
Oh, I was overthinking a lot of that.
She's been poisoned.
Get a hold of yourself, Senator. She is a Republic spy.
No.
Why is that species all evil? Like everyone we
That's
see.
right. It's just-
No hologram is available.
She did steal it.
She
did.
So perfect timing for that to happen too.
Leave us.
Now I'm going to strangle her.
I was just in the library. Where is the disc you stole?
It's on its way to the Senate.
Get away from her.
If you want to live. Lot Dodd poisoned her. She's dying. Lot Dodd must have an
Touch
antidote.
it.
She's stolen a very valuable disc from me. Return it, and I'll get the antidote from Lot Dodd. He cannot be told... What?
That you lost the disc?
I wonder if
I'm
he's
sure
a spy
he'd be
too.
very interested in hearing all
I think there's
about
more there.
this.
She must be saved because I love her.
In that case, I suggest you can help us back to the Senator's ship.
He seems genuine.
Yeah. So I guess he is true to that role, that he is a traitor, but he does
We
care for
must
her.
make
He
haste.
does.
I'm sorry, Lord.
I have the antidote
Senator
under my
Amidala is
hat.
very ill, and we're taking her to her ship. Give me the antidote or you're dead.
You'll pay for this.
Take her, quickly.
Hopefully
Give it
that's
to
the
her
right
first to make sure it
antidote.
works.
Yeah.
Have you lost your mind?
Now give me back my disc.
I wish I could give you the disc, but I have a lot of faith in your survival skills.
Ooh, that's kind of messed up too, though.
Oh, yeah, this is, yeah.
Watch him die. We're gonna feel bad. Firing squad. Oh, it just ended like that. I was kind of wondering, firing squad. I enjoyed that episode a lot.
I did too.
I love knowing more about the characters and just having a deeper perspective on what they're about. And we know about Padme and Anakin, but to actually see that relationship and how they are married, like I love seeing that. We haven't seen that in Clone Wars yet. They hint towards it. They are attracted to each other and they're drawn to each other in the show, but you never really see it for what it is. So I like that. And then fighting, like having a domestic dispute over stuff and jealousy being involved and holy crap.
Very much so. Anakin thought he was the only one, in her life.
Yeah. And in the movies, again, I did enjoy those. I love 4, 5, and 6 the best. But he was so obsessive, and that was part of the dark side too, taking him over, because he was just so focused and obsessed over his own personal life. Like he wasn't seeing everything like a normal Jedi would. Seeing it like that, at the end it shocked me. Like, what did you guys think about that whole thing with him leaving the guy there?
I wish he took him. He did. Yeah. He did redeem himself. I kind of wish they took the antidote right then and there just to make sure.
Sure.
Yeah. I know they're trying to act quick, but I agree, because I'm like, they're probably overthinking things too, where they're like, okay, well, here's the actual one, here's the fake one. If something happens and they ambush us or he tries to take it from us, because they're all doing bad deeds anyways. They'll have weapons of some kind to protect themselves. So at one point, someone's going to draw a gun at someone else, maybe. I'll be like,
they
hey,
need leverage
yes,
for everything.
Yes,
Clovis
exactly.
needed the item, and everyone needed something from each other. So it was too trusting to give them the antidote.
Yeah, and I kept jumping ahead, and I'm like, okay, well, maybe he's like a spy too, and that's why he wants it back so much. But they were just showing the gravity of that situation, that he's gonna die if he doesn't get that disc back, and he really wanted it back. Yeah. So I was going back and forth. I'm like, well, maybe there's more that we don't know, because the Jedi are saying that he's with the Separatists, and we are just going with that. And Padme even said to Anakin in the beginning, she's like, well, I didn't know that. Yoda didn't tell me that, so I just can't see him being like that. So I'm like, well, maybe he isn't. I mean, people can change, but maybe he isn't like that. He was actually undercover in his own way or something, trying to feel it out, and had genuine feelings, of course, for Padme, but didn't want to tell her what he was doing, and that's why he was like, I need the disc back for other reasons. But it wasn't that way. So he was with the Separatists, and it's because his life was at risk, but he loved Padme so much that he wanted to.
So much so that the password was Padme.
Yes, and I thought that was actually pretty sweet too. And I'm sorry I spew things out.
Prior to her even going.
Yes.
He truly loved her.
He did. And I felt for that, because at first we don't know who he is. So I'm like, is he kind of playing this up too? Because Padme's really good at acting. I know she did care for him at one point, but I'm like, are old feelings resurfacing? I don't think so. So I know she wasn't like that, but I just thought it would be kind of a more complicated, position to be in, and I thought he was maybe leading her on, and then was going to be like, good, now we have her, and now we can threaten the Jedi and Republic.
At dinner time, at dinner when he invited her, I thought it was for malicious,
Yeah, and for poison like that, just to wipe it over, I was wondering how he was going to do that, because I'm like, maybe the poison is resistant to his species, but not to Padme, so that's why, but then he just wiped it. I'm like, oh, okay. But yeah, so it's interesting how that went down, and I really thought the ending was good, because it was messed up. I thought, yes, Anakin had a job to do, and they needed to get this disc to the Jedi, but for him to just leave him there because for jealousy reasons, and be like, You'll survive. You'll figure out a way to survive. And
And the
Padme's
door
too
that
poisoned.
shutting was so
shutting
slow
it.
too.
That's
Like he
right.
just said,
Focused on him.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so it was almost like a heavier meaning behind that. Like, well, I'm jealous and, you know, you annoyed me, so, yep,
That's
you're on
it.
your own. I think that was against the Jedi way as well, because he still helped them get out and was able to get the poison to save them and risk his own life. So for him to be like, bye, I was like,
That's-
whoa.
yeah,
So that's just my opinion. I don't know if you guys had that, but
Yeah.
I did too.
I was
I agree
surprised.
with that. I wish he brought him with them so they can try to extract more information from them. From
I
him.
think that would have been a good idea. Yeah. And
The
for
council
him,
would have loved that.
I understand why
Jealousy.
Anakin didn't give the disc back, of course, because that was his mission in the first place, but he could have taken him with him. Like, I don't know. So I was kind of shocked. I thought that was
Yeah,
really
you
cool in
just-
how they did that, because I'm like, whoa, like, that's so messed up. And
Jealousy took over.
Padme's too, like, poisoned up, where she can't focus on that, so she doesn't know what happened. I thought he was going to say something to her to be like, he wanted to stay behind because he cared for you, like, to make it sound good, because he's going to die anyways, so, you know, to make him go out heroically and still not feel so guilty about it, I guess, but I don't know, maybe I'm overthinking
Because he already
that.
redeemed himself, you know, well, for her,
Mm-hmm.
because he wanted her alive.
Yeah, and again, the emotion there, you can really feel it in this episode, and I really like that. So I hope they keep moving forward with that. We're jumping episodes again because we're going in chronological order, but I love actually like having emotion behind the characters. That's my
definitely,
biggest
yeah.
thing. Like, I love good stories, but you just have to have the feeling there too to really care for these people. And yeah, so I thought that was good.
I like the feeling of when she was in bed, when he put her in bed, and he was going to go get the antidote. And he knew she was poisoned, and he called her out on her spying, but then she called him out on his, you know, retraction of the Senate. I mean, so they both called each other out on what they were doing.
They did, and even though he was mad, even his voice like was trembling, where you can tell that he was really hurt by it. And even though he was mad, he was upset at the situation, when she brought her hand up like that, he still grasped it like a lover kind of thing. Like, I was like, oh, that's sweet, you know? And I do have to say, again, we hear swearing in this too, but they had a lot of like sexual hints in this, you know, like, oh, we were much more, not just a relationship, but like, oh, much more.
Yes,
I hope it could be way more than that. Yeah. So I like actually seeing that. It was just fun. I really did enjoy that.
We were close.
So do you think he actually got shot at the end? I think that's what they were implying, but I'm not sure. They could just take him in to question and torture him because they need to get that disc back, although I don't know how that's going to happen at this point, but I am assuming that maybe they shot him.
Yeah, me too.
But we've been seeing a lot of episodes where we have double episodes. So I don't know if the next one's going to be continuing the story or not. I kind of want to see more to see what happened to him.
I do too.
Maybe we will see more of him. Maybe he'll be an ongoing character. I don't know. So very good. I'm really happy we watched this. I'm happy we're watching 2 a week now because it's just a lot of fun. The episodes are shorter too, so it's easier to make time for it. I don't know, I get more involved in it now because I'm like, ooh, okay. Once a week it's kind of hard, especially when there's so many episodes and we love Star Wars.
Yeah, I like doing 2 a week too.
And eventually I'll have my lightsaber. It's somewhere in the house. I keep saying probably in the attic or in the room where Ryan's sleeping.
All of a sudden, oh, there it is.
I have like 3 around here, I think. I remember I gave a couple to Finn too, and I think he wanted another one because he used them a lot years ago.
Yes.
And I was going to give another
he's in
one.
Star Wars.
So I have to look into where they are. I got them in bulk, so they're like the cheaper ones, but they're fun.
Hey.
We always have fun.
Okay.
So thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you very soon as always. Bye, guys!
Bye.
Oh, he's so cute, the baby.